Should be a symbol where the leaders like that needed to be veterans for people in America to respect them. You know, now we have draft dodgers getting other people to fight wars for them that they're bringing us into. Thank you for the whatever donor currency. This is Turkish. Iran made a movie about Mary in 2002. It's English dubbed on YouTube called Saint Mary. It's released in every Muslim country in the 2000s. Watched when I was a kid, telling about Zechariah, John, birth of Jesus, life of Mary from Islamic perspective. Oh, great. Yeah, put that in the Discord. Over here. If Iran keeps releasing these visuals, many white boys are going to move beyond inshallah to Ya Hussein. Do white boys say inshallah like that? White boys in the chat, you guys saying inshallah? I didn't know. And this is the type of unity in the Shia world that does not exist in America. Hey, yeah. So I see people saying like, oh, Sneako's chat's all brown now. One, that's not true. But two, you come to see like the unity within the Muslim world that's possible. You don't see it in the West. You don't. We should. I want to see some sort of Christian unity like that, but we don't. The soldiers are demoralized and religion is not treated the same way in the West as it is in the East. I also come to realize, like, you know, people have been, the whole idea of race has, it's been extremely prominent right now, and I don't think it should, but it is. You know, people keep saying brown clown, but it's like, instead of trying to appease the whites, which is what some people in the community say, oh, there's too many brown people right now. You're talking about Islam too much. Do some girl content. You do some girl content and tap dance and Jester Max so you can get the white people back. It's like, wait, so you are saying, this is what my community is saying. You are saying that I need to tap dance and do girl content so I can get whites back? No, I mean, instead of trying to capitulate and change for other people, they should come over here. They should watch the stream and see what I'm doing. I'm not going to try to appease and bend over. That's how you get Trump. That's how you get Hegseth. That's how you get Marco Rubio. And that's how you get a corrupted government. Them trying to get the approval of the Jewish supremacists so badly. I agree with so many of the white nationalists. I agree with so many of the Christian nationalists in America on so many issues. And I'm not going to, they don't try to bend and appease for brown people or for Muslims, which obviously the two don't go hand in hand. There's so many white Muslim countries, but they don't try to bend over and change to appease them. So why would I do the same thing? I don't think people respect that. I think that's a false way of approaching this. I think approaching it with that mentality makes people not respect you. They might say W, they might say good boy, good little slave, good Toby. Please, master, can I be? And it's like, yeah, they might say W, but there's a lack of respect. There's a disgust. It's like, ugh, look at you, you're trying to, you know, it's like trying to chase a girl too much. You can like feel the desperation. As soon as you feel desperation, there's the push and pull of attraction, and you're immediately repulsed by somebody who's begging for your approval. So I'm not going to Jester Max. I'm not going to change. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to do the content that I want to do. And if people want to watch it, they can watch it. So, well, they're going to say like, oh, you're brown or you're this or yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not white. But look at all the white Western leaders right now. Let's be real. What are they doing? They're all bending over backwards for Netanyahu. It's, you know, same way the Indian Prime Minister Modi is. Israel is the fatherland and I'm the motherland. Macron, Keir Starmer, Trump. Macron's like on the fence. He doesn't even know what to do. But these are the white Christian leaders in the West right now. And look what they're doing. So they'll say stuff like brown clown, like, but look at the Western leaders. Like, what are they doing? And not to take away all the blame. Obviously, the Gulf countries have housed U.S. military bases. You know, they are only trading oil with U.S. currency, which is indirectly helping out Israel, what Iran says is the great Satan. So I don't want to capitulate. But yes, there's going to be a diversity of content, but I am not going to beg for approval from people that call me what they call me. You know, I'm not going to go and lower, you know, get within petty arguments or do the petty insulting that they do. We have to be the bigger person. We have to try to lead by example. Conqueror of enemies, guardian of saints, manifester of wonders. Is the area engulfed in war? Come to our aid. I don't agree with that. He's saying, oh, Ali, come to our aid. Not Ali. We should only call God. Aid from other than you is disgraceful. Okay, I mean, look. Calling for Ali, that is shirk. I like Shias and I want unity, but I'm not going to capitulate to that either. We shouldn't call upon anyone other than Allah. Okay? All respect to Shias, but this is, from my belief, this is incorrect. You don't call for others than God. Opener of Haibar, and Handag and Badr and Jamal or Ali come to our aid. Okay, not Ali. A lot of this is wrong. What he's saying right here, so that people know, for the white boys that want to say inshallah, opener of Haibar. There's a chant that goes Haibar, Haibar, Ya Yahud. It's labeled an anti-Semitic chant. And this is in reference to Haibar. This is a city in Saudi that Muhammad and the companions, peace be upon Muhammad, peace be upon him, this is where he allowed the Jews to live. And so after there was a war that was fought between the Jews and the Muslims, he allowed the Jews to live in Haibar. But when they started to do too much and when they started to push past the limits, they said, okay, you can live here, but you need to give us this percent. You're going to be taxed. You're going to live here, but you're going to be taxed. Then it went too far, and they said, nope. It was one of those 109 countries they were kicked out of. And so now the chant goes around, they go, Haibar, Haibar, Ya Yahud. Oh, Jews, remember what happened in Haibar when you were expelled. Remember what happened there. Remember that battle. It's also is reference the Battle of Badr. These are battles that happened at the time of the companions. So yes, you see what's going on now. You see what Israel's been doing to Gaza. You see the bombing that Israel's doing around the world. But this chant is a reminder of what happened before. Oh, Ali comes to our aid. No. We don't believe that, bro. Islam is only calling upon God and God alone. All respect to Shias, but come on. Are there Shias in the chat? Ali is one of Allah's names. That's cope. That's cope. So here's some more news. Breaking. Oh, no, this is Zio shill. I won't lie, this will pump me up so much. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you guys think I should move on from this stuff, but the world has made itself ready for another world war. We hear the shouts from the world-eating Jews. Some say it's like Sieg Heil. Where do you see... Okay, look. No matter what you say, can you point and have a video like this? Of unity? And this is far before the war even started. This is probably from 2018. Where do you see unity like this in the West? No matter what you say, there's a lot of Muslim haters in the chat, and there's a lot of Muslim haters that I talk to. There's a lot of... But where do you see this sort of unity? Especially... See, I think when people say, okay, you need to go appease the Christians a lot. Look, I want some sort of unity, but when you see Christian edits, it's like the videos of the Crusades. It's like edit or farming the Crusade edits, but it's nothing current of today. And so you have to respect this. Because these are the people that are fighting back against Israel more than ever. See, people just mentioned the Nazis. Well, that was 100 years ago. Where is that unity right now? A Playboy Cardi concert. Exactly. Exactly. A Youngboy concert. Coachella. Facts. That's it. The Super Bowl. The only time you see unity like this, it's when they're all drunk and they're at the Super Goy Bowl. You're saying that this is soft shirk. They're saying Allah created thousands of Allahs support Iran's. Shirk is the greatest hit. Yes, but they mean well. They mean well. Look at that. Our enemies will not be allowed to sleep a restful night. Hey. So you look at this, I really think the Epstein regime highly, highly underestimated what they were up against. I think Trump thinks it was going to be over by now. Be scared, Trump, you've crossed the line. This is the funeral procession. So 168 schoolgirls were killed in an attack by the Epstein regime. Kaysan has not said a word about that. Kaysan said, yes, Iran's free. Yes, Iran's free. A school where 168 girls get bombed, he doesn't say a word. In fact, he backs out and said, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Okay, so use your platform to say that this is good. And then when girls are assassinated, you don't say a peep. Not a word. Also, Iran's not free right now. Where's Iran free? You said, okay, you wanted this war, and now it's getting bombed indiscriminately. Where's the freedom that you wanted? What now? Regime change? What's going to happen? Did you think that far? Did you think that far? People say, oh, you're clip farming, you're cloud chasing. No. These are people that are using their platforms to push war and have no idea what they're talking about. Kaysan was saying, Iran, you don't know anything about Iran. It's bad what's going on. Okay, you don't know anything about this war or what they are trying to propose to free Iran. Is it free now? What happened? What'd you do? What'd you do? People like this need to be held accountable because you're getting American soldiers to die for this cause and Iranians are dying too. Both sides are suffering because of something that you didn't know anything about. Well, you have family in Iran? Okay, that's good. That's great. Just because you do does not mean you understand what's going on here. I have no family in Iran. I have no relation to this country. We have to understand the geopolitical games being played that you don't know. So stay out of it. I understand you care about your family or whatever, but you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. You should have tapped out to begin with. Not only that, let's remember how important it is. People that are advocating for war, that are too afraid of the confrontation in the battlefield, are too afraid of confrontation in rhetoric in a conversation. Pathetic. Look at it. This is the funeral procession for those schoolgirls. Look at all these people. So, PBD is saying the majority of Iranians, okay, they are very happy with Trump. Trump is saying that narrative too. They're putting up pictures of me. The Iranians love this war. They love the war. It's a great war. Kaysan's like, yes, Iranians love it so much. Do they have anything to say about this, about the funeral procession? Nothing is more pathetic than I've seen than people that are celebrating that their own country's bombed. That's what Kaysan is doing. That's what PBD is doing. They are celebrating their own country getting bombed by Jewish supremacists and the Epstein regime. Their own people getting assassinated, slaughtered. What is more pathetic than that? Than cheering on another nation bombing your own people. That's how brainwashed they are. Okay? I'm a missiles guy. People like Kaysan, bro, you gotta stay in your lane, man. DJ in Kai Cenat's bathroom. Go spin some records and for Kai Cenat taking a shower. Stay out of this conversation. Like, bro, don't you? Because when you try to join this, man, look. What's gonna happen in? That's that funeral procession. Here are some of the fake revolutionaries. This is the Kaysan PBD people. Look at them. Mocking. They're mocking. They're mocking the people crying at the funeral procession. Western Iranians. The Kaysan PBD mentality. Look at them. So, oh no, it's so sad. And look at the difference. The funeral procession in Iran, they look united. They're mourning. They're showing respect. They're showing religious unity. The Western Iranians selling out, they all look like fat whores in this video. Fa! They all look like fat whores, and the men all look gay. Let's be real. Overwhelmingly. Can you, I can't even conceptualize what it would be like to sell out your own people like that. I can't imagine. It was the same thing with Venezuela. But here is how, this is Trump now. The arrogance and everything, his whole mentality, the swagger does not look the same. This was late yesterday. Here's Trump. Usually he's friendly after these events. Usually he's talkative. Usually he's speaking to the press. But look at him, head down, looking exhausted, speeding away from all the journalists, from all the press. Why are you running? This is a man who looks like he's feeling the pressure. Does it not? He's feeling the weight of his decisions. Approval rating at 39%. His only supporters are Iranian Western sellouts. His only supporters left are I'm a numbers guy and Kaysan. Looking at the floor. I've never seen him this defeated before. Yes, they outnumber the Iranians. Yes, they have more finances. Yes, they have more expensive equipment. But the spirit, that's something they're lacking in. And that's something that we could probably take from the Muslim world. Thanks for the 5. Trump loves praise. He will forever be jealous of kind people supporting Khomeini. Yeah. And welcome to the member. Yeah, he's always going to be jealous of that because these people live for approval. He's speeding away. So here's how it's about the end of days. About how people don't seem to realize that it is about prophecy. Here's a Jewish rabbi spelling it out perfectly.
It's the end of days. You're going to need the iron of Esav, which represents Edom, which is the West, Europe, and the Americas, to get intermixed with Ishmael, which is basically Arabs and Muslims. How in the world was this ever going to happen if not for this refugee crisis? At the end of days, you're going to have this intermixing between Esav, Edom, which is the West, and the East, which is the Muslims and the Arabs, making this through this influx into the world. And they're going to have children, you know, I don't want to say by the dozens, but they're going to have a far larger birth rate than the indigenous people there.
Look at him spell it out. We are going to have so many wars in the Middle East that the Muslims and the Arabs, they are going to spread within the Western world that's predominantly Christian. And this is going to be done for wars for the Jewish supremacists of Israel. Then the Christians are going to be upset that they're being replaced and they're going to blame the Muslims, but they're not going to blame the people that are responsible for the displacement, that are responsible for the birth rate declining. The birth rate declining from the white Christian world, two major reasons. One, the spread of feminism. The men are weak. They're having more dogs in the household than they're having children. Fact. 2, Muslims are more religious, and so they're having more children. They value the family, they value the household more than the modern day white Christian. You can get angry about that, but that's the truth. Why do you think the average Muslim household in the UK, they're having 2.8 kids compared to 0.8 kids for a white Christian family? That's what's going on. But they're using this to pin the Christians and the Muslims against each other. The white Christians, they hate immigration. The Muslims, obviously they're upset about them getting it wrong. They're upset about the oppression. Guess who wins? Well, the Goyim fight.
And they're going to sort of conquer by number. And there are many different sources for this. One of them in Yehezkel, chapter 14.
I don't support war. I don't understand if the Iranians could have overthrown their government.
You don't understand if the Iranians could have overthrown their government? The majority of Iranians did not want to overthrow their government. So you guys saw protests a month ago, and then Mike Pompeo, the former CIA director during Trump's first term, he said that these protests were pushed by CIA and Mossad. The firebombs and the masjids, that was probably planted by intelligence agencies to instill outrage. They were doing this strategically to start war. Iran, you know, they did overthrow the government. You know when? They overthrew the UK-US coup d'etat. There was a coup d'etat that the UK-US staged, and then they enacted the Shah. They did this because Iran wanted to get the oil money that the UK was stealing from Iran. They found a bunch of oil in Iran, and Iranians were like, wait, we're only getting 16% of the oil? Or 60% of the profits from the oil? We want to get 50%. The UK's like, oh, you want to negotiate? We are going to change your government. We're going to ruin you. They teamed up with the US, and they instilled the Shah. The Shah was a monarchy. There were several. It was this line. It was his son and then his grandson. The Iranians overthrew this eventually. They did not like this police state. They did not like this monarchy. They did not like how Western and liberalized it was becoming. Then you had the Islamic Republic. You had Khomeini. The person who succeeded Khomeini was Khamenei. Khamenei was the one that was just assassinated a few days ago. He was in charge for a very long time, for several decades. So the Iranian people did overthrow their government, but not the one today. They overthrew the UK government, the Western government.
sources as far as this is concerned, where it's mentioned very, very vividly what will happen to the Jews and what will happen to Jerusalem and what will happen to the world at that time, where there will be many, many people killed and so on and so forth. So the idea of having these refugees come into Europe, it's no longer a matter of whether it's right or wrong. It's just simply a fulfillment of what it was meant to be all along.
It's not a matter of right or wrong. This is a fulfillment of prophecy. This is coming from a Jewish rabbi. This is what it was about. This is the plan. This is the intention.
Fulfillment of the Chazal and the prophecies. This has to happen, and this is just another sign that we are nearing, the completion of this tikkun of the entire world.
This is a sign of the end times. The Christians and the Muslims will fight each other until eventually they realize what's going on. They realize that we both believe that Jesus will return and Jesus is the Messiah, and the energy is directed elsewhere. And there's a different holy war going on. Right now, we're seeing the Christian-Muslim war.
Viendra que quand Édom, l'Europe, la chrétienté sera totalement tombée. Donc je vous pose la question, c'est une bonne nouvelle que l'islam envahisse l'Europe? C'est une excellente nouvelle, ça annonce l'envie de Mashiach. Excellente nouvelle.
It's excellent that we have wars that displace Muslims so that they destroy European civilization. From a Jewish rabbi, Europe needs to be destroyed for the coming of the Antichrist.
Vous allez le payer très cher, les Européens. Mais à un point, vous n'avez même pas notion de quoi on parle. Et vous n'aurez pas où fuir.
Il n'y a pas une question. Je déteste beaucoup les personnes blancs. J'aime beaucoup les musulmans qui tuaient les blancs. Je suis juif. Je suis juif. Allez les bleus.
Parce que tout le mal que vous avez fait à Israël, vous le paierez au centuple. Quand l'Italie disparaîtra, quand Édom, c'est pour ça que le QG de la chrétienté qui vient de Esav se trouve là-bas, quand cet endroit-là disparaîtra, et c'est ce que veut faire l'islam, il s'occupe. L'islam, c'est le balai d'Israël, sachez-le.
And we are saying, yes, we will love our neighbor. Last week, Highest organized a letter signed by over 1,200 rabbis